Hello, and thank you for watching this video, which is about General Plan Sonoma. This is a project to update the Sonoma County General Plan. And this presentation provides some background information about the General Plan, why it matters, and what the process to update it looks like. So let's just start by covering some basic information about the General Plan. The General Plan is a long-term plan, typically planning for about 20 years out, and it lays out the community's vision for the future of the county. The bulk of the General Plan is made up of a range of policies that guide county government to make decisions that will help to make that vision become a reality. And that includes how the county will grow and how it will conserve resources. So by laying out this vision from the community and these supporting policies, the General Plan provides a clear guide for county government to make fair and consistent decisions that support the community's vision. Also, a big part of the General Plan is focused on how land can be used or developed in the county. You can see on your screen this map of the county. This is called the land use map, and this is an important part of the General Plan. Each color on this map shows what type of land use is allowed on the parcel, so things like residential, commercial, or agriculture. And so in essence, the General Plan also provides a blueprint for how land can be used in the county. One important note about this project is that the General Plan is focused on the unincorporated parts of the county. Each incorporated city or town has their own General Plan that applies to the city limit. So you might not have ever really interacted with a General Plan much in the past, but it does have some real effects on your day-to-day life. As you just saw on that last slide that showed the map of allowed land uses, it guides what kinds of land uses can be developed and where, and that affects how you and your neighbors can develop and use property. It also affects where job-generating uses and commercial uses and services can be developed, which can affect how easy it is to find a job that's close to you, or how easy it is for you to access a grocery store or meet your other shopping needs from close to your home. The General Plan also guides how neighborhoods can be developed, which affects the look and feel of your neighborhood. The General Plan also guides how roadways are designed and improved, so that affects how easy and safe it is for you just to get around using different types of transportation. And it guides whether there are parks nearby and how well they're maintained, along with how to protect you and your home from risks from natural hazards like earthquakes, flooding, and wildfires. And it guides how we protect and conserve resources you might care about, including cultural resources like historic buildings and resources important to local tribes, and natural resources like creeks, wetlands, and open space areas. So these are just some examples of how the General Plan affects daily life in Sonoma County. It covers a pretty wide range of topics beyond just those that I mentioned, but I just wanted to highlight some of these to help you understand why the General Plan matters. And that brings me to this important point, which is that the General Plan update is your chance to have a say in what Sonoma County will be like in the future. This really is a foundational document to set the course for the county's future. So now that you know what the General Plan is, I wanted to share a brief overview now of the history of Sonoma County's General Plan, just to give you some context for this General Plan update process. So the county's first General Plan was adopted in 1978. It had an emphasis on protecting agricultural lands, open spaces, and community character by focusing development in urban areas. It also introduced the concept of community separators, which are open space areas that separate cities and other communities. That helps to contain urban development and also helps to support individual identities in those cities and communities. So those community separator protections were later adopted by Sonoma County voters in 1996 and then reaffirmed through voter approval in 2016. So the first update to the General Plan happened in 1989. That's when the county added some new elements, which are just basically different topics that state law required the General Plan to address. And then that same update also furthered the county's preservation policies for agricultural and resource lands, including some additional protections for streams and scenic resources. And then the last update happened in 2008, and that prepared the current General Plan, which is called General Plan 2020. This update added policy guidance to support affordable housing and protecting resources, including water resources. And it also provided some localized policy guidance for specific areas in the county. So with that background, we're now going to dive into this general plan update and what that process entails. So you can see on this slide an overview of the schedule for the first phase of the general plan update. We're calling this phase the community vision phase because it's focused on establishing a shared community vision for the future of the county. So we kicked off the project last summer with some background and planning work. And then in January and February, we kicked off our community engagement with a set of community workshops that were centered around broad topics that the general plan will address. We also launched in January an online community visioning survey, and that's going to be open throughout the spring. And now we're in a second phase of workshops where we're focused on understanding the key opportunities and challenges in individual communities across the county. And then throughout the spring, we'll be continuing this community engagement through a variety of activities with a plan to wrap up all of the engagement for the first phase of the update in June. And then at that point, we'll prepare a report to the Board of Supervisors that will present what we heard from the community and present options for how to proceed with the second phase of the update in a way that responds to the community's vision. So we anticipate that Board of Supervisors meeting will happen this August, at which point the county will move forward with the next phase of the update, which is the phase where the county will prepare the new general plan. So that second phase is still unplanned, but there will certainly be continued community engagement. So the community's role will not end in June. As you saw in our schedule, we are all about community engagement right now, and that's again happening through June. So here's an overview of the different ways that we're engaging the community. We have had those 2 rounds of community workshops that I just mentioned, plus the online visioning survey. And then starting soon, we'll be meeting with underserved community members to hear about issues and needs from those community members. We'll also be attending community events like farmers markets or cultural celebrations, both to spread the word about the project and to hear more about issues important to community members at those events. We'll also be attending advisory council meetings and consulting with local tribes. We've been using the county's website, newsletters, social media, and community-based partners to help spread the word, but I encourage you to help let people know about what's happening so they can also get involved. Please do keep tabs on our website to stay up to date on what's happening. That's permitsonoma.org/general plan. You can also sign up on the website for our email list, so you're always in the know about what's happening. So all of this community engagement will be used to prepare what we call a vision statement and a set of guiding principles for the general plan. The vision statement will describe the future of Sonoma County 20 years from now, and it will highlight the shared community values that we hear from the community. The vision statement will be supported by a set of guiding principles that speak to specific topics that are covered by the general plan. So these guiding principles kind of in essence break up the elements of the vision into more bite-sized pieces that are focused on individual topics. And those in turn set up the framework for the goals and policies that will make up the bulk of the general plan. And you can see that kind of explained in this graphic. And the vision statement and the guiding principles will be entirely unique to Sonoma County because they'll be written by all of the people who participate in the process. And just to give you a picture of what the vision statement will be to help you kind of visualize what we're working towards, here is an example from the new Santa Rosa general plan that's being developed. They're close to adoption at the other end of the process. But they prepared a vision statement, and you can see it on the screen here. It's a series of bullets that are on the right side of the screen. They have statements like Santa Rosa is a place where social and environmental justice are achieved for everyone. And Santa Rosa is a place where the health and safety of everyone is supported. And then they also have a brief summary version in both the text and diagram that are shown on the left. So for this next part of the presentation, I'm going to just give a quick overview of the general plan topics that we've been engaging the community on. These are topics that will be covered by the general plan and that we anticipate the community will want to have some focused conversations about. So this first topic on our list is growth management and development. We're asking the community about how they think growth, conservation, and quality of life should be balanced in the county. So that includes things like where new types of development should go, like housing or jobs, along with how dense or intense that development should be. So for example, do you want to see apartment buildings, something more dense, or individual homes with big yards, something less dense or intense? We're also asking about how new development should fit into established communities, and any thoughts that people have about how to make sure there are adequate public services and infrastructure to serve new development. So thinking about things like police and fire protection, roads, and water and sewer service. We're also asking community members about how the local transportation system should serve different types of transportation, including cars, bikes, pedestrians, transit, and other modes. We want to consider how safe, convenient, and sustainable it is for people to travel using all of those modes, along with goods movement, which basically just means how commercial products are moved throughout the county, along with airports. This topic covers how we preserve open spaces and sensitive ecological resources, how we reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and how we adapt to the impacts of climate change, thinking about things like drought, wildfires, flooding, and rising temperatures. We're also covering utilities, and that includes water supply and service, sewer service, and stormwater and solid waste management, along with other public utilities. Economy and tourism is also on the list of topics. So we're asking community members about how economic development should be balanced with community needs and priorities, including any particular economic sectors they'd like to see developed in the county, or thoughts about how to provide good job opportunities. This topic covers culture, history, and community. So we're asking about how folks envision the county celebrating the rich history and ongoing culture of Native American tribes. Also about how we can protect archaeological and historic resources and preserve and enhance the identity and vitality of individual communities. We also have a topic devoted to natural resources. So here we want to hear about how community members envision these resources being protected or conserved for future generations. And we're thinking about things like water resources, soils, forests and timberlands, biological resources, and geothermal, mineral, and energy resources. This topic is focused on agriculture and food. It includes how we can support a thriving agricultural base and how to support farm worker housing and farming employment. It also covers how communities have access to healthy and local food, such as through farmers markets and grocery stores. And then this last topic is focused on open space and scenic areas. So we're asking about how the county should conserve these areas and ensure people can access recreation, outdoor spaces, and nature. Plus, we're asking about ways to promote tourism while preserving scenic beauty. And this final part of the presentation is to look ahead at what's next for the process. So the local workshops are starting in March. You can see the list of workshops and the dates and times for the ones that have been scheduled here on this slide. Some are still in the process of being scheduled, so please just check back on our website soon for those final dates. The online visioning survey is open and will continue to be open through the spring. And then coming up will be some informal community events that we'll attend, along with focus group meetings with underserved communities. So you can access the survey and get more information about these upcoming events on our website, permitsonoma.org/general plan. There's also a place there where you can sign up for email updates, again, so you can never miss the latest news. And I'll make a final plug here asking for your help to spread the word about this project. You can be an ambassador for General Plan Sonoma by helping to spread the word. Tell your friends and family and neighbors about what we're doing and encourage them to participate and help shape the future of the county. You can do this by sharing the online visioning survey and letting people know about these upcoming workshops, plus participating in these activities yourself. And again, the General Plan email list is a great way to stay informed about what's happening. So you can sign up on our website, permitsonoma.org/general plan. So thanks for watching this video and for your interest in General Plan Sonoma. I hope we see you at an event soon.